Hi all of y'all, this is Gil and I'm going to be posting a review of this car. I'm the original owner of this Kia Rio 2013. I bought this car brand new like 7 years ago apparently. So yeah, this car now has about 102,000 miles and I'm going to show it right now. I'm going to start it up. Yeah, so I'm starting up the car. This car has over 102,000 miles. Air conditioner still blows perfectly cold, no problem. This is the way the interior looks as of 100,000 miles. Well, cars is kind of like, so this car, the interior, this is how it looks after about 100,000 miles. Well, my kids, I mean, over the years and over the miles, you know, like my kids beat up the interior, but it still looks good. I mean, I haven't detailed it. Of course, in here, it's like, it's worn out from my foot touching the ground and stuff. So, and all the pedals, of course, that's 100,000 miles. And of course, all the wear on the lever and stuff. Of course, the car is a little dirty. And then the lights, the headlights are kind of like fading away now. Yeah, they're faded, of course. That's kind of normal, you know, wear and tear. And then, of course, it's like over the years and miles, you know, like some parts of the car fell off because, you know, I ran into bumps and it's made scratches over the years, you know, of course, you know. So yeah, this is the engine. It still purrs like a kitten. I had to replace a battery twice on this. One of them because of warranty. Well, twice really, I mean. And then the brakes, the front brakes, I had to replace those like 3 times, I believe, on the front, and 3 times on the back. I had to replace the brakes. The shocks or the suspension, the shocks need to be done. Or that's kind of an optional thing, you know, but anyway, yeah, so. Checking the oil. I think the oil is good right now, but that's only because I added a quart. Because this car does eat oil. It does eat some. Yeah, I mean, it's like after about, I have to add a quart on this car like once every like 1,500 miles, as I learned. Every 1,500 miles, and so like I have to add a quart between oil changes, and then by the time I have to change the oil, by the time I have to change it at 3,000, it's going to be low 2 quarts, but I add a quart between oil changes. So yeah, now about how happy I am with the car, I'm 100% happy with it still. I mean, the car never really gave me any problems, you know, like I never had problems with the car. I mean, any real problem. The only kind of problem that I have is the keys. The keys. Like the key doesn't even work in here. It won't even go in here anymore. I mean, and then even the trunk, it has a hard time working in the trunk. But it does work and everything. But I would have a hard time. And even this key right here, like it's slanted and it doesn't work at all. It doesn't even spin the other way at all. It only spins one way. So, but it does lock and open the door that way though. And then I had a problem with the key, in the ignition. It was getting stuck. The key was getting stuck in there, like it was stuck in the neutral, or it was stuck in the accessory position or something like that. And I had to take the cylinder apart and fix it and like lubricate and all, you know, like the way they designed these keys, you know, like they should keep the traditional keys like these, you know. They should keep these types, you know, but that's the only thing, you know, really, on this car. That's the only problem. That's the only thing I had to complain about in this car. Well, and then there is one more. I mean, the key was the only real problem. well, it's a real problem that can cause me to be stranded or whatever. But another thing that's going on in this car is like it does ping. The engine does ping with hard acceleration. It's like it feels like it's knocking and pinging, but it happens with hard acceleration only, and it does it only sometimes. And the Kia Rios are known to do that. I mean, they are known to do that, knocking and pinging. But I don't know about the other Kias, but I know the Rio is known for that. It's known for doing that. So I am having a pinging problem, but it happens only once in a while. I mean, and it's not all the time, but I just live with it. I just been living with it. It's been doing that since it's been doing it, I think, since around 60,000 miles or 50 or something like that. It started doing that in the 50,000 mile range, and it had 102. But I mean, I've been living with it. I just don't accelerate hard, you know. And then also one other thing too, the airbag light came on. It's been on since about around that time too, 50,000 miles ago. But I mean, apparently I've been living with all that stuff, you know. And then, so it's like the airbag light and the pinging in the engine, and then the key problem. That's about it, you know, that's everything. But I just been living with the pinging of the engine. But I just don't accelerate hard. I don't push it hard, you know. And that's another thing. This car doesn't like to be driven hard. So, I mean, if you're gonna get one of these, well, like, if it's not pinging, then the car's all good, you know. But if it's pinging, then it's not gonna wanna be driven hard, you know. So, yeah, so the air conditioner works perfectly good in this car. It's been really good. I mean, well, it's perfect right now after 7 years and 102,000 miles, you know. And one other little thing, minor thing, these volume controls, the steering wheel controls don't work anymore. They don't work at all anymore on the stereo. But I take it as what, I don't care about that, man. But so the only really big concern of me right now is just like the pinging of the engine, you know. I just have to be careful not to over accelerate or not drive it hard, and it'll be all right. I've been able to live with it, but the pinging only happens once in a while, though. It's only once in a while, you know. I mean, it doesn't happen every time, you know. Like when I accelerate hard, it doesn't do it all the time. It only does it sometimes. So all in all, this car is good. It's been good to me overall. I mean, I'm happy with the car. I mean, and the clutch is still the original clutch. You know, I haven't had a problem with the clutch and everything. So I mean, the stereo, I still love the stereo on the car, and I still love that USB how we call it, drive. I still love that. So overall, I'm happy with the car. I mean, I'm 110% happy with the car, and the gas mileage, it's pretty decent. Like I'll get the 30 miles per gallon on if I'm using it on the freeway. I'll get the 30 miles, but you know, it seems like in the streets, like in the street driving, like if I'm doing mixed or if I'm doing all street, I'm gonna get like maybe only like 22. You know, like it's actually cheap. You know, like the mileage is sort of low, you know. Now, right now, it seems like I want to try to like change the display over here, like trip computer, but it doesn't want to work now. I mean, yeah, it's just the little control that's broken now. So yeah. Well, anyway, so this is the Kia Rio after 100,000 miles since the time I bought it brand new. I bought the car brand new, and so this is how the car's been for me. It's been good to me. The car's been good so far. And you know how I done a lot of things on this car, like putting up the I threw a lot of bags and stuff. I threw a lot of concrete bags in the car. I've done that dozens of times, and I've been using it like a truck dozens of times, like throwing concrete bags and all kinds of stuff, wood and shit. And the car still, I mean, it still looks good, you know. Yeah, I mean, it's still, I mean, of course, I mean, I need to clean it up in here, but it still looks good. I mean, it still looks good, even though I took the beating, you know, of all the things that I've done in the past. So yeah, so there you have it. So I would say that I'm 100% happy with the car still. So yeah, I mean, the car's been good to me. So I had it since new, and it's been good to me, and I'm still happy with it, and I don't plan on selling it or anything. So yeah, I mean, I don't have any reason for it. So I mean, yeah, and that's it. All right. Hope you liked this video. Okay.